Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the White Noise Podcast. Late Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, I don't know, whatever the other ones are. Happy Holidays. Happy almost New Year.
Yeah.
How's your Christmas, Kelvin?
No, it was good, man. Hung out with family. Nuclear family.
Of course.
Given all this year. Yeah, had a nice time. What about you?
Yeah, same. I'm a sucker for I really am a sucker for the holidays. I'm obsessed with holiday drinks, eggnog, all of those pumpkin spice lattes, peppermint mochas. Dude, the whole shebang.
They're good,
Stupid,
man, yeah.
It's ridiculous. I love it. It's great. It's amazing. So I think all that stuff's just absolutely incredible. Yeah, so a lot and a little to talk about this week in kind of a weird way. Not a lot of broad news, nothing crazy interesting. The girl from Queen's Gambit, Anya Taylor-Joy, is going to be playing a young Furiosa in a Mad Max spinoff, which is interesting. I don't know if George Miller's going to be connected to this or not, because I liked Fury Road, but you know I don't know if it's going to be the same without the heart and soul of George Miller, you know?
Yeah, I believe he's directing.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, well then screw it. I'm
pumped.
pumped.
I'm so excited for this. It's Anya Taylor-Joy and I believe Idris Elba and one other person whose name escapes me.
Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah. What?
Hemsworth's in it. Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm super excited for this movie.
I'm interested.
I think
Yeah. You know,
Yeah.
I still really want to see Mel Gibson come back to the role. I know that's controversial. I know he's a controversial character, and I'm just not going to get into that, but I do think he's an incredible actor.
Oh yeah.
And if you've seen him recently, like him in Bad Santa or anything like that, like can you imagine that grizzled, badass-looking old man back in Mad Max? Like Tom Hardy was good, but can you imagine that? That just that would be amazing. I would cry if that happened.
Oh yeah, I'd love that. I think that'd be so cool. But I don't know. They do it right, not in a forced way. Like Arnold
yeah, I mean, I don't even
feel
know.
like it
I
could be
think
done
that's
well.
more just me dreaming because I don't think it's even possible at this point anymore because they already did Tom Hardy, and so they've kind of like just softly rebooted the whole thing anyway. But I don't know. I think they could be cool.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, did you hear? Okay, this is crazy to me. Did you hear that freaking Queen's Gambit is not based off of a real story? That's insane.
No, I've heard both versions, but I'm not sure which one's true.
Yes,
to be
it's not
honest
based off a real story. It's a fiction.
Wow.
That's stupid. Like, I know that's harsh. Like I saw it, and look, I think Anya Taylor-Joy is a great actress. Yeah, I just personally am not interested, but I figured it was one of those like, excuse me, one of those like, you know, biopic, you know, I, Tanya, like real life story, you know, Oscar bait sort of thing where it's like, oh, good, you know, you're going to do a great performance, you know, this huge, you know, professional chess player, the things she went through, blah, blah, blah. And then I found out it wasn't even a real story. I was like, what?
Wow.
That's so dumb.
Well, that's just a great testament to the filmmakers and how they were able to trick you
I
into
know,
thinking
but
that,
why?
given the nature of the biopic,
I don't know why.
seemingly a biopic.
I don't know why. It's just, I don't know why that makes me like less interested. I don't even know what it is about it. I just couldn't believe when I found that out. I was like, wow, I feel betrayed.
Yeah, I guess in some ways it is, but at the same time, that's great because it's so unique.
I know,
story.
but to me, it
just
feels
seems-
like that's like making a documentary about something that didn't happen.
Yeah, but it's not meant to be a doc. I understand what you're saying,
But like
also not
it's
meant
a
to be that
specific
way.
genre is why like and maybe it's just the marketing. I haven't seen it, so you know whatever. But like those kind of films are a genre, like the biopic film sort of thing. Like it's a very niche, specific genre. You know, it'd be like making a war film about a war that's never happened. It's like that's like a oddly specific genre, and then like you're hijacking the genre. I just think it's kind of crazy. I mean, I don't think it's the biggest deal in the world. I just thought it was kind of funny and a little bit odd. But I am excited to see her as Furiosa. I do think she's a great actress. So I have been stalling, but You know what? Actually, I'm going to open with this. I want to talk about Wonder Woman. Spoilers, obviously.
Okay.
I think I found the best way to summarize this film. I think in all movies, there's the heart and soul of a story. And then there's whatever fluff that you use, however realistic, to get you there. Right? You know, Star Wars is about heroes and villains, good versus evil. It's a classic fairy tale. The Millennium Falcon, lightsabers, Jedi, it's kind of all the fluff that gets you there. Wonder Woman had a great story idea. The fluff was terrible. Everything in the plot that got you there, I just didn't like. There was ideas there that were incredible. The idea of kind of truth versus lie. I liked the idea of Diana finally getting Steve and then having to let him go again. Everything like that. What you have to sacrifice to get what you want. I just think that like the villain, the wishes, stuff like that, were so weak, and it ultimately really damaged the film.
Yeah, I get that, and I think that I agree. There are some concepts in there that are truly remarkable, and I like the plot points of where they're going in regards to, yeah, like you said, getting what you want and certain things, that everything has a price, and what you're willing to fight for to get there. But at the same time, it was shrouded in a bunch of exposition and plot and things that didn't really line up correctly.
Yeah.
Make a lot of sense.
Yeah. The whole, I don't even want to talk about the wishes thing because it just didn't make sense. And I think, like, the fact that you can renounce your wish takes away, like, all risk. Because it's like, oh, anything that terrible that's going to happen in this plot, we can immediately take back if the person just says, I don't mean my wish anymore. Like, that was a little crazy to me.
Kind of took away from that whole aspect, because it didn't really, righted the ship, but you didn't really pay for it in the end. You kind of just did it and then saw it and took it back without actually experiencing any real consequences. Yeah,
and then it was really hard to like understand the rules of it, right? Like the wishes were inconsistent, right? So it's like you know, Kristen Wiig, who's a whole nother thing we can talk about. Like whatever, she wished to be like Wonder Woman, right? And like, she didn't become like Wonder Woman. People just looked at her like Wonder Woman. Like, she got some hot makeup, started dressing better, and then, like, people all of a sudden were like, oh my gosh. But, like, even when she first gets her power, she's still acting, like, quirky and awkward. And, like, that's fine. But, like, so I was like, okay, well, so do you get the powers or no? And, you know, people are going to be like, oh, are you overthinking this? Look, disclaimer, it's a superhero movie, obviously. But you still have to have rules, and you have to make it grounded to compel anybody to watch your story. That's my take on it. Like, Iron Man's suit doesn't make sense, but they try and ground it. There's some fake science behind it, and they don't break their own rules. This didn't seem consistent. It was like I don't know, like Steve Trevor, like, okay, so she wished him back into existence, but then he takes over some other dude's body. Like, what? Why does that? What? I don't know, dude. It was just kind of weird. And I feel bad because all the performances were great. I mean, I couldn't take Kristen Wiig seriously at all. I'm sorry. I couldn't. I could not. There was no world where I could see her cat version or not cat version, you know, dark eyeshadow version, where I could take her seriously at all. I just couldn't. There was some seeds there for a great villain. I guess some ideas that were cool, but I could not take Kristen Wiig seriously. Gal Gadot was great. I do want to say that. On some of the positive notes, Gal Gadot was great. She had some great acting moments. You know, she's the sweetest woman in real life, and it really comes through as Wonder. Like, she's perfect casting for Wonder Woman. She really does seem like this just genuine, kind-hearted, good person. Chris Pine, obviously, hilarious. He was my favorite part of the last movie. He's my favorite part of this movie. Barely in it, but he's hysterical. He's great in his roles. Even Pedro Pascal, like, I feel bad for him because he was doing his best. I know he's a good actor. He just was given, like, nothing. You know, there's some gems there, I guess, of a father-son relationship, but I think they couldn't hit us over the head harder with that at the end there. See,
Yeah, definitely.
his kid loves. I mean, I'm like, like I said, like I'm roasting a little bit because I'm for humor's sake, but bottom line, there was the seeds of a really good film here, and I feel like just all of the plot devices and ideas just really did not work, and that really took me out of it. Like all of the stuff to kind of get you there to the emotional point did not work. Which is disappointing because I really liked the first Wonder Woman. I thought it was a solid movie.
Definitely. I think that the first one was a lot better paced, first of all, and it kind of had a through line and an arc, and it knew where it wanted to go. And this one kind of seemed a bit jumbled and messy, a little bit too much for its own good. And again, there are some good things about it, idea-wise and plot-wise, where they could have taken things and where they did take certain items, but I think overall it just kind of fell over on itself.
All right, to stay generally positive, because I'm trying to not be just the total movie roaster, what was your favorite part about it?
Well, I really liked the just honestly, I really like Barbara Gordon. I thought, or Barbara Minerva. There you go. As Cheetah, I thought she was great as a character. I liked it. And yeah, it was a trope like we see with Jamie Foxx in Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 2. But I thought this was done a lot better.
Really?
Her whole yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I disagree.
Yeah, I was like till she got to Cheetah. That's where it fell apart for me. But the whole arc and kind of her being the underdog there and really feeding off of Diana and that whole, because that's Diana's whole mission is she likes to help other people. That's what she's there for. She's a helper. And so in that, I thought they worked well off each other in the beginning and kind of progressed. I like where it was going. And then as soon as the stone came in, I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. And then Pedro Pascal becomes a stone, and I was like, oh shit, where are we going with this? And then from there, it kind of lost me and devolved a little bit too much to me.
Which is why didn't he just do the like ultimate genie wish and just wish for more wishes? Like, why did he have to make himself the... I mean, I guess it was because he wanted people to like him.
Yeah, and I get that part, but at the same time, it became more of a... if I had the power to cure cancer sort of thing, and then everyone lines up to kind of be here for that one issue, and it kind of got garbled, and then the whole Middle East thing happened, and it was just,
which was so random and just like,
it really was.
Oh, okay. He looked at a magazine, now he's in the middle. Oh, okay. Dude, you know what I wish kind of, and I think could have been really cool if they kind of leaned into it more, was the idea of Diana being crushed by the loss of Steve. And like, imagine this. Imagine if Wonder Woman opened, they have the flashback showing her as a kid. And then it opens on a world without Wonder Woman. On like a depressed Wonder Woman. Because it's like, look, we know who she's going to become. She is this great person. And so that's a side that we haven't ever seen before. And I think that could have been a super cool arc that would have been relevant to the story, relevant where she's just like depressed and she's sad and she can't get over Steve and she finally gets Steve back. And then she kind of realizes that it's about more than that. And she lets him go a second time with like actual closure and actually lets him go. And like goes back to being Wonder Woman. Like I think that could have been cool.
Oh, definitely. But it felt kind of, that part felt kind of odd in the moment, and with Chris Pine.
I mean, I didn't care. I liked Chris Pine
everyone
back.
Was great. But
I was open
glad.
to any excuse to get him back in it. I was like, oh, great.
Oh, for sure.
I loved him.
He was fantastic. Their chemistry worked, but it was kind of, this is probably me, I felt it kind of jaded, just kind of how they did it plot-wise, versus the first one I felt a lot more natural, and they really kind of bled into that and then progressed their story till the end of the movie. But this was kind of like, all right, here it is, you're someone else, but then all of a sudden they get together, so it seemed kind of forced in some ways, but I mean, ultimately their chemistry was still there, so that's what mattered.
Yeah, I think I was just kind of confused about the rules of the universe and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. It was an okay movie. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. Okay, that's kind of my verdict there. But apparently, it's doing super well.
Oh, that's
like
good.
On the
More
box office, supposedly it's projected to do the best of anything in COVID, even with this HBO Max simultaneous release. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know what to think about that. That's good.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, I wish it all the best. Honestly, more power to it.
Yeah. So the other Christmas release that came out was Soul with Jamie Foxx and Tina Fey.
Yeah.
Tina Fey. Which was another Pixar animation coming through on Disney Plus. Spoilers for all the 5-year-olds who watch our podcast. I don't want to spoil this story for you. No, I thought it was good. I liked it a lot, actually. I mean, it was a kids movie, obviously, but like, I thought it was a real solid kids movie. I like Jamie Foxx. I'm a big fan of Jamie Foxx. I didn't watch any of the promotional content. Mm-hmm. Well, you saw it, right? I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't watch any of the promotional content. So when he falls down the manhole, I was like, what? Like, I was totally shocked because I actually, like, all I knew was like, oh, he's a jazz player. Like, I saw like a little clip of it on YouTube. So I was like, wait, what the fuck? He just died. What? So that was actually a hilarious moment because I was totally shocked. And I was like, no way, he just died. Dude, it was solid. You know, obviously there's some kid movie tropes in it. There's some like silly little things. I loved the Australian and or New Zealand Jerry's. I don't know why. It was stupid, but I thought they were funny.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. I thought it was really good. I thought it was a really solid kids movie, you know?
Yeah, definitely had a lot of heart to it. And I kind of disagree. I didn't think it was for kids at all. Like, it's a kids movie, but I didn't see it that way through the lens of like, oh, kids would like this. I was the opposite. I was like, oh, kids are gonna be so fucking bored by this thing, but adults are really gonna get a lot out of it. I thought it was the way I described it was like Inside Out for adults, because I thought it was
That's
super
true. That's true. I mean,
profound.
I don't know. Like, I guess I say that because there were some stuff in there where it was just kind of like all of the stuff with Tina Fey and like her cutaway humor, like, well, Albert Einstein once trained me. I'm Albert Einstein. Blah, blah, blah. Like, all of that was like, okay, the 5-year-old next to me in the movie theater's laughing, but you know, whatever. But I guess you're right. I guess there's some of it. I think that's good though. I think that's the best way to do it. I do. That's why I think Pixar movies are so popular. It's why at least Disney princess movies used to be so popular. I don't know if they're as popular anymore. Because I think like it's great when there's multiple levels to it. Like, obviously, right? Like, if you have a kid, like, you wanna be able to entertain them and you want to be able to like teach them stuff, lessons, things about life, especially when you're young. Like, you don't want to be like, ooh, look at the Joker movie. Is he a villain or not? Like, you know, when you have an 8-year-old, you don't want to be instilling ambiguous moral questioning stories on them. You want to be pretty clear, like, good, bad. And so, in that respect, I think movies like this are incredible. That's why Pixar is just legendary for it, because they do a good job of having kind of like a nuanced, interesting story, while also, I think, being pure of heart, so to speak.
Oh, definitely. And I think that the movie in and of itself was really smart in the way that it came across, and the whole arc for Joe's character and certain things. We're in spoilers now. Where he's in the barber shop. That's my favorite scene in the movie, where he's in the barber shop and he's talking to his friend and he's opening up about it. It's not really him talking, it's Tina Fey talking. But they open up and have a conversation, and he realizes vicariously that there's so much more that he could be doing in his life, while at the same time, what he has done, while he looks at it through the lens of, oh, I haven't really done anything, he's done so much. And that's such an interesting role reversal in that moment that I thought was so cool. When the hall of his memory, he's like, I haven't really done a lot, but really he's done a lot, he just doesn't see it.
Yeah, and I like that they, captured kind of a sentiment that hasn't really been done before in a kids movie. You know, like I think, like, for me, not that I'm exposing myself here, not that I watch a lot of Disney princess movies, but I think the problem, like the thing I don't like about like a lot of the newer Disney movies is that it's all kind of the same thing, you know, like it's a different shell, but it's the same, like, I'm held back by my mother, my grandmother, my father, my people, insert whatever. I want to express myself through my music, my ocean, my ice particles, whatever, right? Like it's all the same kind of general thing, which is fine, but I think this is cool because this is something I've never seen before, and like it is, you know, it was, I think, done in a way that simply, obviously, because it's a kids movie. It wasn't like super crazy nuanced, but you can't really expect that from a kids movie. But it was really profound, and I thought it was a really interesting idea. You know, as somebody trying to be artistic, as somebody who tries to create, like I related to that a lot, and I thought that was an interesting kind of reflection on, you know, that there's a certain level of unhealthiness to obsession with an art and stuff like that. You know what it is? Is it was like Whiplash meets Inside Out.
Yeah.
And I would have killed for a J.K. Simmons cameo. That would have been hysterical.
Oh, that would have been great.
But yeah, I thought that was a really profound message. You know what I mean? And it was unique. I don't think I've seen that before in a kids movie. You know, and I think that that's what makes it stand out in my mind as something interesting and good. A really solid Pixar animation.
Yeah, agreed. I like just all of it, the way the story came together, the way that Joe's whole arc progressed into a certain point, and you think that it's going to be one way, but it ends up being another, and you're like, oh wow, I get it, I feel bad at this point. I don't know that I should, but I do. And then the whole third act where they resolve what they do, how they do it, and I empathized a lot with the whole the characters, the two main characters.
I still can't get over the fact of how much I related to the character in the moment because I didn't watch any promotional content. Like, I was so pissed that he wasn't going to make his gig. I was like, what the heck? I thought this was a completely different movie. He's not going to the gig? I was so into this whole jazz thing, and what?
Oh, I know.
Yeah, man. But yeah, I think it was a good... Basically what I'm saying is Soul is better than Wonder Woman. Fight me.
I'm going to respectfully agree with you on that one.
No, yeah, it was a good... I think it lives up to the hype too. Like I think that's kind of a big thing. Like, you know, all these animations that came out, everybody's like, oh, Moana was the greatest thing ever. Yeah. You know, Coco was the greatest thing ever. Not really my thing. But this I think was really good. You know, like I heard some people talking about it and they're like, oh, this movie's great. And I went into it and I thought it was a really good, solid, enjoyable movie.
Yeah, and knew what it was. It was layered just enough to be grounded, and it still took some chances here and there, but it wasn't overly bombastic either. It didn't need... Mm-hmm. That's what I liked about it. It was what it was, and that's what it was. It didn't need to be like some Avengers level threat at the end, like, oh, we're all here, the world's ending. No, honestly, the ending's kind of pretty subtle, almost anticlimactic, but I like that about it. It didn't need to be something more than it was.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. What else, man? It was a pretty low-key week. You know, we skipped our guest episode because I thought it would be better to just chill out, enjoy Christmas with the family members that we're allowed to enjoy Christmas with. Oh, dude, I have an unhealthy addiction to anime. I know, I hate to. I'm like basic white guy. Like, just check the next box. Like, pumpkin spice lattes, check. Anime, check. But dude, it's great. I finished Full Metal Alchemist. And I started watching Attack on Titan. Dude, Attack on Titan is the coolest show I've ever seen in my life. I don't know why no one has told me about this show. This show is freaking badass. It is so cool. It's violent. It's gritty. It has well-written characters. Dude, it's amazing. I'm on like season 3, and season 4 is coming out, and apparently there's all this hype around season 4, so I'm trying to catch up so we can watch season 4 on the channel. Dude, you should start watching it. It's the coolest thing ever.
Perfect. I've seen. I think it was way back when I saw a couple episodes, and I never got back on the train. But I feel like
you have. It starts slow.
Yeah.
But you have to trust it. Dude, I could not believe how good it was. I'm so into this. I'm so mind blown, and it's refreshing. You know what I mean? It is a very different style, but I kind of like that. You know, I'm we are working on some mystery animation projects that I can't really talk about, and so that's kind of why I got into it. But because it's just a different way of thinking, and stylistically, the way you show things and do things and do sound design and everything like that is very, very different. But I like it. It's really refreshing. Even different than like Western cartoons, even, which is funny to think, but it's totally true.
Yeah, I gotta get back on that train for sure. I finally caught up on, catching up on Better Call Saul. After X amount of years of being away
Better
from
Call
it
Saul.
and just negating it like it was
any
nothing.
of you guys out there who are like, oh, Breaking Bad is good. Like, everybody's seen Breaking Bad, and I know everybody's like, oh, it's the best show ever. That's the basic thing. But what nobody ever says is Better Call Saul. Dude, Better Call Saul is like the spin-off show from the lawyer guy in Breaking Bad. It's so good. It's amazing. What season are you on?
I'm on season 3. But the season 1 ending, I will say, because I had dragged my feet forever on the show, I finally got back into it. That season 1 ending is really what sold me, and I was like, wow, I can't believe they just did that. And then I just kept going from there. I'm like, wow, this is great, because I feel like it's such a good companion piece, almost like what The Hobbit should have been but wasn't. Like, it takes place in the same world, it feels similar, but it's still smart and grounded. And that's what I feel like they do so well, and Miss Gilliam manages to do, is it's a prequel, yeah, but it's as smart as Breaking Bad, but in a different way. The stakes aren't as high, but it's still really smart, and that's what I like.
But it also doesn't feel like it, which is interesting, it doesn't feel like it's retconning. Because I think that's sometimes a problem with prequels, is they're like, oh, well, and I think Disney might even run into this problem. I don't know, not yet, but I think they might. Where it's kind of like, well, really, this is what happened. And they like explain away, they're like, whatever, like, all this crazy stuff happened, and then Saul went to the moon, but then he came back before Breaking Bad started. Like, they do a super good job. Like, the only way I can describe it is it's like, you see him in Breaking Bad, but it never cuts to him when he's in his bedroom alone. Like, you kind of see his social face. And they do a really good job of not changing that, not having that develop unrealistically, but being like, all right, this is what he acts like when he's at an awkward dinner party. What does he act like when he goes home? And why? And I think that's why it's such a genius show. Because it just, you see this like surface value character, and the show shows you why, how, who. And I think that's so cool.
Yeah, definitely. It progresses nicely, and on season 3, I'm really enjoying it so far.
Yeah, dude, and Kim Wexler, some of those characters that they added are just incredible. Everybody, dude, it's his brother, everything. It's great. I'm like trying to talk vaguely because I don't remember what happens in season 3, and so I don't want to like say anything. But yeah, dude, if you guys haven't watched that show, go watch that show. Cobra Kai, dude, did you see Cobra Kai's coming out early?
January 1st, yeah.
Totally screwed me up. I was gonna watch it with somebody who has never watched it. I was gonna like, oh, look, we'll watch season 1 and 2 before season 3 comes out. Maybe do reaction videos to it or something like that. And then they're like, oh, we're moving up the release date. I've never seen that happen, ever. I think they're scared of WandaVision.
I agree with that, but I also think that it's a really smart move, and that this week push forward in time will actually help them a lot.
Why?
It's New Year's, no one's doing anything, no one's back in digital learning yet. We're going to be home. We're all going to be drunk off our asses enjoying New Year's. So pretty much we're going to have time at last. And so I feel like it's really smart, because not only are they going to get way more views because it's New Year's week, they're going to get a shit ton more praise, and the reviews come out early, and it's only 1 week, so it's not like they're losing a lot of time. Anyways,
that's true.
I think it's a genius move. I think they're going to get so much more press off this, and everyone who's finally caught up or catching up is going to be caught up by that time. It's only a week difference, so you would have done it anyways. And I think it's genius.
Dude, I'm excited. I am team Netflix all the way, and I know, if Disney ever hires me, I'm going to delete this episode. But, dude, hey, Bill Burr got hired, and there's rants. Have you seen his rants about how he doesn't like Star Wars and he doesn't get Star Wars? It's the funniest thing.
I've heard, but I haven't actually
People have made all these edits of like his character in The Mandalorian talking to Boba Fett and The Mandalorian about how he hates Star Wars.
That's awesome.
But no, dude, we are team Netflix at the White Noise Podcast. So Cobra Kai, Stranger Things, The Witcher, I want them all to do well. No, I'm excited. I think Netflix could bring the extra extra oomph that show needs.
Oh, for sure, especially in the third season. And it's great buzz because then it gets hope for season 4, which
Yeah.
we all know is coming anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see. That's pretty much it, we don't have a lot to talk about this week. It's a little bit slow. But go check us out on YouTube. We've been doing a ton of crazy movie content, tons of collaborations like reaction videos, quick movie reviews, like live watch parties, like everything. Like seriously hyped up content. We're doing like 4 or 5 videos a week, which is why I just am dead when it comes to the podcast. But go check us out there. The White Noise Podcast on YouTube. Thank you so much for listening, guys. Let us know. Dude, give me anime to watch. I swear. Any of you guys out there who like animes, hit me up. Like, keep hitting me up with suggestions because I am loving anime. So keep hitting me up. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Happy holidays, guys. Stay safe. Stay warm if you live anywhere but California. And we will see you guys next week.